Harmful microorganisms. Food spoilage. What happens to the sweetmeat or bread forgotten in a lunchbox for 3 to 4 days? If we forget food in lunchbox for 3 to 4 days, it gets spoiled. Sweetmeat becomes stale as microbes act on the food, and bread usually shows growth of fungus. Similarly, if jars of pickles, jams or murabba are opened after a long time, a round layer of white scum or black particles are formed on the surface. In summer season, if milk and meat are not kept in the refrigerator, they get spoiled quickly due to increased microbial activity. Fungus shows quick growth on moist and stale food. If such spoiled food is consumed, it can cause stomachache, diarrhea, vomiting, etc. Sometimes it can even threaten life also. Hence, when the food gets spoiled, it should not be consumed and should be thrown away. Food poisoning. When microorganisms use foodstuffs for their own nutrition, they release toxic materials called enterotoxins into the food. These toxins spoil the food and make it poisonous. When foodstuffs get spoiled, the taste, color, texture, consistency, and odor of foodstuffs change. They taste bitter and have an awful odor. Therefore, we should be always careful while purchasing any food item. We should never purchase a food item if food packets are damaged or opened, food cans or containers are dented, swollen, or leaking, chilled or frozen foods are left out of the refrigerator or freezer, food products have passed expiry date, fruits and vegetables do not appear natural, food appears to be adulterated, food products are handled unhygienically. Such foodstuffs may be spoiled, infected, or even poisonous. By consuming them, we may fall ill. You might have heard about food poisoning incidents taking place during marriages or other community feasts. What could be the reason for such incidences? Come, let us list few reasons for such incidences. Food is kept uncovered and handled with dirty hands. Safe water is not used. Dirty containers are used to store and serve food. Vegetables and fruits are used without proper washing. Always remember, eat fresh and properly covered food. Drink boiled water. Hold a handkerchief over your mouth and nose when you cough or sneeze. Don't allow garbage and water to accumulate around your house. Disease-producing microorganisms. Pathogens. Pathogens are harmful microorganisms that cause diseases. Pathogens may be present in water bodies contaminated with sewage and dirt from the surroundings, in food left uncovered in unhygienic conditions with houseflies sitting on it, etc. If such contaminated water or food is consumed, we may fall ill with diseases of the alimentary canal like amoebiasis, typhoid, cholera, hepatitis, gastro, etc. When a person having an infection of the respiratory tract sneezes or coughs, pathogens are released in the air. A healthy person may get infected with such pathogens on breathing in the same air and contract diseases like common cold, cough, diphtheria, pneumonia, tuberculosis, etc. Mosquitoes reproduce in places like heaps of garbage, drains, stagnant water, etc. In many species of mosquitoes, the females need highly nutritious food in the form of blood to lay mature eggs. When a female mosquito bites an infected person that carry the pathogens that cause diseases like malaria, dengue, elephantiasis, yellow fever, chikungunya, Zika fever, etc., it gets infected. When it again bites another healthy person, the pathogen is transferred into the new host. This way, these diseases spread. Diseases of the intestines like jaundice, cholera, diarrhea, spread through contaminated water. Therefore, to prevent spread of such diseases, it is our responsibility to check whether the water tank of our residence and the water in it is clean, the water tank and toilets in the school are clean, the water that accumulates in pots, tires, cans, etc. around the house is drained promptly, the water storage containers are cleaned regularly. Till now, we have studied about the microorganisms that can cause disease in human beings. But do you know that microorganisms can also cause diseases in plants and animals? Citrus canker, ergot disease, late blight disease, yellow vein mosaic disease are examples of some diseases caused by microorganisms in plants. Anthrax and foot and mouth disease are some examples of disease caused in animals by microorganisms. You know, to eradicate various problems related to public hygiene, our government has actively started a national movement known as Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Come, let us gather some information about this movement in brief. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is a campaign started by the Government of India to keep the cities, towns and rural areas clean. This national movement was started on 2nd October 2014 to increase awareness about public hygiene along with habits of personal hygiene. Almost 80% of all diseases occur due to uncleanliness. Keeping our surroundings clean, avoiding litter, disposing garbage properly, and avoiding defecation in the open are some easy ways to stop the spread of diseases. Even children, the youth of tomorrow, can also participate in this movement by starting a cleanliness drive in their schools and neighborhood. Do you know what exactly happens when we have fever? The body temperature of a healthy human being is about 37 degrees Celsius. If microorganisms enter our body, our immune system starts acting and body temperature rises. This destroys the microorganisms. The site of an injury also feels warm for the same reason. Come, after studying so much about microorganisms, can you tell what is the correlation between the normal body temperature of humans, which is 37 degrees Celsius, and the optimum temperature for the growth of microorganisms, 15 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius? Most of the microorganisms show maximum growth when the temperature of surroundings is in the range of 15 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. Since the temperature of human body is 37 degrees Celsius, microorganisms could not grow at this temperature with the same rate. If any microorganism enters human body, body temperature rises, resulting in fever. This not only kills microorganisms, but also prevents further attack of microorganisms. Do you know that along with human beings, plants and animals, microorganisms also infect plant and animal products like gunny bags, cotton clothes, paper, rubber, etc. Come, let us understand this with the help of some examples. You might have seen black or white spots on gunny bags and powdery material on old currency notes, old rubber or paper. What are they? Gunny bags, paper and rubber are plant products. Black or white spots and powdery material found on them are fungi and other microorganisms which grow on them in a humid atmosphere and spoil or damage them. See these clothes? What will happen if these clothes remain damp in this rainy season? Yes, you are right. These clothes will also show fungal growth on them. Come, let us study one more example. Leather articles like purses, wallets, belts, footwear are always polished before storing away. Do you know the reason behind it? Leather is an animal product. If articles made of leather are not used for a long time, fungi may grow on them and damage it. Therefore, they should be polished before storing away.